I was asked today by one of my friends on Facebook about what were my thoughts on vehicles and their problems and year, make, model, engine size, things like that. There's so many variables when it comes to a vehicle, so many options, just depending on what you have. If you've noticed, I fix cars for a living. It's what I do. I'm what is known as a heavy line technician. I'm the guy that deals with all the big nasty repairs. A lot of guys don't like doing this big nasty stuff. I actually do. I post pictures because I think maybe somebody else might want to see it. Some people may go, wow. A lot of the times I've posted pictures and videos, they're friends on Facebook with me, and they want to see how their vehicle's progressing. Some people think it's pretty neat. Anyway, I pull a lot of cabs. I pull a lot of bodies off of SUVs. The reason we do that is because this engine right here behind me doesn't fit up through that hole really well. So, just makes it a whole bunch easier to do this job. The reason I changed so many engines, you can blame the EPA, is basically what it boils down to. They've mandated that all these manufacturers have to get a certain fuel economy by a certain time, so the manufacturers have done whatever they can to achieve that fuel economy. Now they've done everything from low tension rings to things called active fuel management, variable valve timing. There's all kinds of stuff inside these engines that's working and trying to conserve as much fuel as possible. The worst vehicles on the road, and I really hate to say this, but it's anything American made. There are a few vehicles out there that are okay. Some of them are very well, but overall in general, they're all pretty bad vehicles to own. They cost a lot of money to fix. I have had to replace engines anywhere from 70,000 miles to 150,000 miles and anywhere in between. This Ford F-150 sitting right behind me has 79,000 miles on it, and I've got to replace the engine due to low oil pressure. Usually what happens as engines wear, you've got metal on metal parts inside the engine rotating. Those parts do wear out. As they wear out, the engine basically bleeds to death internally. It can't maintain the oil pressure. You've got things like cam phasers, like in this Ford truck. It can't maintain the pressure in the cam phasers, so the camshafts will actually, we call it a retarded condition, and I'm not saying that to be mean, that's what we call it. The camshaft actually backs up, and the valves can't open and the cylinders can't fire where they're supposed to fire, so it causes the vehicle to run really bad. You've got things in Chevrolet. Chevrolet are some of the worst vehicles on the road when it comes to this. Their active fuel management systems, they actually cancel cylinders as they're driving to get better fuel efficiency. Just oil pressure causes a lot of problems, and with what they've done, the oil pressure just can't keep up. Basically, the engines are bleeding to death internally, and then they just start running really bad. We can't bring them back without either rebuilding the engine or replacing it. And it's almost better to put a new engine in, because when you buy a used engine, you're getting the same thing that you take out. There are repairs to make these engines kind of run again. It's only a band-aid. It's a temporary repair. So I usually don't like doing that. I can do it. It's kind of whatever the owner of the vehicle wants to do. Like I said, it's only a band-aid. It only lasts for so long. Dodge, same problems. They're burning camshafts up because they're starving for oil. Same thing. I see it all. There's some vehicles out there, some of the Ford cars and smaller SUVs holding up very well. They're very expensive to repair. Anything in the Chevy line, I've lost my faith in Chevy. Used to really like them. The vehicles themselves are great. It's the drivetrain that's not really good. Like I said, I'm seeing anything from 70 to 150,000 miles. These cars need a major overhaul. The import market is doing very, very well. Their vehicles do really good. They've done a lot of research and development on this stuff to make it work really well. Typically don't see a lot of problems with the import stuff. The European stuff, Volkswagen, Audi, Mercedes. On the import side, Nissan's not doing really well right now. They're having a lot of problems. So if you do want to purchase a American-made vehicle, by all means go ahead. Please do your research. From my standpoint, I see a lot of problems with these guys. I change a lot of engines. So if you got any questions, feel free to email me, message me. If you got my number, text me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. They just have a lot of problems, and it's all got to do with oil pressure. So stay on top of your oil changes. Make sure just maintenance. That's the key. That does help. So sorry this video is a little bit on the longer side. There's just a lot to cover here. Any questions, let me know. Leave something in the comments if you want to know something, and I'll let you know. Everybody have a great one. I got to get this engine switched around in this Ford. I've got a little bit of a long night. You guys have a good one. Bye.